video, we're gonna learn how to make a game called Catch Olaf's Frost using the face detection extension in Scratch. So let's get started. Delete, when you're loaded in, delete the sprite one, which is the Scratch Cat. And this time we're gonna make our own character. This character is basically gonna be, Olaf. So circle, make a circle, no fill. So click on the fill and click on this red line over here, and the outline is correct. So for the outline, 4, yes, we've got that, and we just need to make it like that big. Wait a little bit, and there we go. Then we're gonna need some eyes. For the eyes, I just use dots. You could use another circle if you want, but I just wanted to use a dot. So black eyes, I think Olaf has. This won't look exactly like Olaf, but we'll try our best. Increase this and maybe 17. And there we go. We've got a mouth. Now for the nose, I always still use a marker, but you could also, like I said before, use a circle. So I want orange. An orange nose for maybe 12 for the nose. And as for the mouth, black again. But the mouth has to be a little bit smaller. Not too small, just a little bit smaller. 8 would do. Sorry, that didn't work out as I thought it would. Maybe we should try using a circle. Make it a little thicker. Without a fill, sorry. Delete the fill, remove the fill, and we've got a circle good enough for the mouth. And then convert it to bitmap so we can click on this mouse here, then delete the top. So now it looks like a little half circle, semicircle, which we can now move this little semicircle still in bitmap. We can now move this little semicircle. I actually made it too big. Into the snowman's mouth, which is Olaf. Now we've got a happy Olaf, just like always. He looks a little creepy, but okay. Now go convert back to vector, make another circle, make the fill, no fill, and outline black. And we want a body. And this outline, we're gonna make it 12. Yeah, 12 should be good. 12's a little too much. So reduce it a little bit, maybe to 5. 5 is good. And when you've got it to 5, you move it just a little bit to the middle of Olaf. It really is not moving. So look right there. Then we want to get Olaf some legs. Or am I forgetting something? Yes, I think I'm forgetting Olaf's buttons. So let's give Olaf buttons. Brightness 0. We need a fill, no outline, with marker, and make this 15 and make little buttons for Olaf. 3 buttons. And go to the circle, and we want a black fill and a black outline. So little stubby legs, just for Olaf. Now we need to duplicate it so it looks exactly the same. So Control C and Control V. So you've got the legs, then move Olaf's legs right there. Now we've got a tiny little Olaf to play with. But now, you see, we're going to need to make Olaf walk. So we need to do a little something. Duplicate the costume, right click on the costume, duplicate. And we're going to tilt the legs a little bit so he looks like he's walking. Tilt one leg this way and tilt the other that way. So when you go back and forth, kind of looks like he's walking, like ballet walking, kind of. So now we've got Olaf as a costume. So now go back to the code, and like you know, we always start with a one-flake clicked block. So one-flake clicked, we need the face detection extension, which is a kind of a tongue twister. Let's go. So click on this, add a new extension, and as you can see, there are a couple of new extensions. So the one we need is right here, probably the fourth one, and just click on that, like a girl with very large glasses. Click on that, and you've got the extension right there. So when flake clicked, we need to make a variable. This is basically the frost he's collecting. So let's just name it Frost. And click on OK. And there we go. So now that we've got a frost variable, we want to do something with the frost. We want the frost, when the flag is clicked, to set frost to 0. Just like you do in everything when you need a variable to score points. You always have to set the frost to 0. And we also go to motion, go to X 145 and Y minus 113. There you go. Now when you click on the flag, it goes to those coordinates. So now we want a ground for Olaf. So we're gonna make another sprite, paint another sprite, and you might be thinking, why don't we just make it a backdrop? Well, that's because we're gonna do something with this sprite that's gonna be the ground. We're gonna make sure when the snowflakes are falling from the clouds, and we need them to basically check if they are touching the sprite. And if they are touching the sprite, they will delete this clone. So we just need a green circle, a green rectangle. So just make it green. Outline also green. There you go. And yeah. There we go. So I'm just gonna make it a little wider, just past like that. There we go. Now move it downwards so it goes to the bottom of the stage. And make sure Olaf's legs are showing. We don't want it to look weird. Olaf already looks weird enough. Okay, so let's continue. So now that we've got that, we need to just go back to Olaf and finish off some code with him. So now we need a forever loop. Go to control, bring in a forever loop, then go to looks, and we need Olaf to go to front layer. So now Olaf is in the front layer. So now go back to control, and if under the go to front layer, if go to face sensing, so we're checking if the face tilt, just bring it in open space, go back to operators and bring in the greater than block. So if face tilt greater than 100, and greater than is going to the right, then we're going to make it so if face tilt is greater than 100, which is not like if it's greater than the 100 number, if it's greater than 100 degrees. And we specifically use greater than because greater than would be going to the right. So to the right, we need it to change x by. So if this is greater than 100, change x by 3. So now we're going to duplicate this block if this tilt is, put it under, and if it's tilt, delete that, remove that. But instead of greater than, we're going to use less than. If it is less than 90, then change x by minus 3. There we go. Let me just turn on this. So now what do you see? The ground is too big. So let's make it smaller. Go back to the costume for the ground and move it just a little bit downwards, just until the face of the player is fully showing, like that. So now drag Olaf on top of that, and you see what our coordinates are? That's where we want it to go. X is 50, and Y is minus 156. So, yep, there we go now. So now, when you click on the flag and you tilt your head, and you see how you don't want it moves when you don't want it to tilt your head. So we want to change the second if face tilt, which is if face tilt is less than 90. So maybe make it smaller if face tilt is less than 85. Let's try that. That's a bit better. Yep, we want it to do that. Okay, so next we are going to make it so it can jump. So duplicate this block again. If this time it's not if face tilt is greater is greater than, it if face size is greater than. So let's make it 250. So if our face size is greater than 250, delete that. But the motion, change Y by 20. Wait 0.3 seconds. There is a way more harder way to do what I'm trying to do here, but to save time, we're just gonna do it this way. The other way is harder but works better, But this is just really faster. So change run by 20, wait 0.3 seconds, then change Y by minus 20. So now when we click on it, and when we left to right, it moves in, it jumps, in, it jumps, in, it jumps, in, it jumps. That's what we want it to do. And I think you need to move in too much. So let me make it 210. Let's try that. Still too much. Let me make it maybe 195. Still a little bit too much. Yep, 195 is good. So now we're done with this sprite. Now we need to move on to our next sprite, our ground. We only need 4 blocks for this sprite. And these 4 blocks are obviously one flick clicked, go to back layer, which is in looks, go to back layer, then go to controls and drag in a forever loop and go back to motion and go to X0 and Y0 and then click on the flag again and it goes perfectly. So that's what we wanted to do. So go back to sprite 1 and drag sprite 1 down until it goes touching it like that. So instead of going to x50 and y minus 156, make it go to x52 and y minus 176. So put that back, and there we go. And another thing we need to do is when my face is going left, we need it to. So we're done with sprite 2. Now we have 2 more sprites left. Our sprite we're going to right now is the I'm pretty sure it's the snowflake sprite. Not pretty sure, I'm sure it's the snowflake sprite. So we're painting a new sprite and zoom in. Just zoom in until the squares are a bit bigger. Keep going. And like this should be good. This much should be good. And go to marker, make it 10, and snowflakes are usually white, but sometimes the background of your camera is white, so you don't want it to be white. So and snowflakes are water, so we're gonna make our snowflake blue. That's a little snowflake. But you see 10 is a little too small. So we're gonna make it a little bigger with no outline too. 0 outline. Just make it a little bigger. Now it's too big. Now a little smaller. A little more smaller. Yep, that's good. And drag it straight into the center. That's all we needed to do. Now, this is probably the sprite with our most code. So let's start with the code. One flag clicked, broadcast message 1. Then we need a forever loop. Forever. So forever if, go to if block, drag into if block, go to sensing, touching, sprite 1. We want it to broadcast message 1 again, broadcast new, make a new message called new, and broadcast another message called play. Those are it. And go back to variables and change frost by 1. And it's also going to handle the message 1. So when I receive message 1, we want it to go somewhere like here. So when you jump, you touch it. So click on the flag and see how high you jump. Move to it, right under, and jump. Yep, that's good. So one flag clicked, right under the one flag click block, go to -55 and Y -67. Don't say it. Don't say it. So after when I receive message 1, go to operators, pick random. So go to motion. So go when I see message 1, go to X, pick random 360 to -360. And for Y, pick -67. Don't say it. So when we click on the flag, it goes to one of those coordinates. There we go. So next, we're done with this sprite. This is not the sprite with the most. Our next sprite is actually the sprite with the most code. So let's start coding that one. Make a new sprite, paint it, a rectangle, no, 0 fill, remove the fill, and outline red. You could use any outline. I just used the outline red for. I just like the outline red. So increase that, make it a bit longer, and move it here. So make the outline a bit smaller, like this. Make it a bit thinner. This thin is good, and there you go. And this is going to determine your time. So costume 1 would be make another rectangle, remove the outline, and fill with green. So costume 1 will be just a little bit of green. Then we duplicate this costume and make the green a little longer. Then duplicate this costume and then make the green a little bit more longer. Then duplicate this costume, then make the green a little bit longer. Then duplicate this costume, then make the green a little bit longer. Then duplicate this costume, then make the green a little bit longer. Then duplicate this costume again, then make the green a little bit longer. Then duplicate this costume again, then make the green a little bit longer. There you go. You just want it to be like that until the end. So now we're going to start with the code. So one flag clicked and make a new variable. Forgot about this. Make a new variable called the most frost. This is gonna be a cloud variable. Check the cloud variable, and this cloud variable is gonna check the number of frost that it's gonna know how much frost there is and gonna put it there for the most frost depending on who has played. So click on OK. So when flag cleared, go to control, forever, bring in the if block, if, go to variables, and if frost, greater than most frosts, set most frost to frost. So right now we can't test the game or it's gonna set the most frost to frost. So now go back to event. When I receive play, this is the fun part. We get to make our own recording. So make a recording, go to sound, delete the pop, and we're gonna make our own recording by clicking on here. So you hover over this and record. So this is our first recording. I just put good job. So whenever they receive play, go to sound, play recording 1 until done. Go back to events. When I receive message 1, switch costume to costume 1, set size to 40, and we also want it to go right here, which coordinates, the coordinates of right here are, so go to motion, bring in go to X, bring in the go to block, put it under the one flag clicked block. So go to X minus 9 and Y 48. Yep. Set size to 40. So it sets sizes to that. The coordinates were kind of wrong. Go to X minus 142 and Y 77. There you go. Go back to control. Repeat 7 times. 10 times. Or repeat the times of how many costume you have. Wait 1 second. Go to looks, then next costume. Then go to events. Control. And if, go to operators, bring in the greater than block, put it in the dimension tool, go to looks, costume number greater than 10, which we can't do, so we need to make it repeat one number higher than how much costumes you have. So I have 10 costumes, so repeat 11 times, and if costume number greater than 10, then play a new recording, which is, so go to sounds, make a new recording. So when you've got your recording, go here, then go to sounds, then play recording 2 until done. And then go to variables, set frost to 0, then go back to control and stop all. So now when you click on the flag, you've got a fully functional game. Good job! Good job! Good job! Thank you for watching this video, and I have a quick announcement. So, we are going to be posting a video at least every 3 weeks, and every week we are going to recap on our last video. Bye! Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a good day.